Well, hello there again, everyone. This is Uncle Garrett coming to you once again with the all-important question, why don't I get paid enough to even live? The prices have been going up and up. The rent just got jacked up a lot. I went to college, I got a degree, I got a job, and now I can't even afford to get a decent house and a decent car. Does that sound familiar? Well, you're not alone. Prices have not been keeping up, or wages have not been keeping up with prices, rather. So what can you do? Is life just squeezing the options out of life? Now we'll answer that question. Well, yes, it's true. Wages have not kept up. They're not keeping up at all. The median income can't even afford to buy a median price house or a median price car. The middle class is being squeezed out, and the political elite are just paying for more wars and more of everything except helping you. Well, what can be done? I know it's even worse for recent college graduates. It's totally unfair, I know. In this moment in time, you have to reach the top of productivity and value just to become prosperous. You need a better job with higher pay. And this presentation is about how to get that higher paying job. First of all, let's answer the question. Is it my greedy boss's fault? Why can't my boss just pay me more? Well, here's the hard truth about bosses and jobs and pay. Your boss doesn't actually determine your wage. Well, yes, she has the final say, but she's not really the one to decide. Your boss is actually bound by very strict rules about what she can offer to pay you. She is actually more of an intermediary than someone who determines your pay. It's the customers, not your boss, that determine what you are paid. Your customers are the final determinant of what value you have, and therefore what your boss can pay you. And not only that, your boss is also bound by what others are willing to be paid for your job. If you want to be paid $7,000 a month and others are willing to be paid $6,000 a month for the same job, it's up to you to prove that you're at least proportionally more valuable than those who are willing to do your job for less. Your boss can't pay you $1,000 a month more just because he likes you. Well, he could temporarily, but then he'd have to answer to his boss and his customers. But I acknowledge sometimes bosses are not the smartest in the bunch. Okay, so sometimes they are not paying you for what you're actually worth. Well, okay then. Then it's time to get a better job, maybe with a different boss. Problem solved. I know that sounds flip and it's easier said than done, but let's take a look at that a little more. You've probably heard it said that if you become unemployed, your job is to get a job. Well, I want to take it one step further. Even when you have a job, your job is to get a better job. Does that sound funny to you? Actually, I've plagiarized that shamelessly from Scott Adams' new book, Reframe Your Brain, which I highly recommend reading, by the way. But it's a great principle. If you can find a better job in your current company, great. If not, you can look elsewhere. Once again, your job is always to get a better job. But keep in mind that if you're constantly changing jobs and that reflects in your resume or your CV, that may hurt your marketability. So you don't want to be just changing jobs all the time and have that reflect, because then bosses might pause and hesitate and wonder, well, if I hire this person, is he just going to quit and go to another job soon after? Is it worth hiring this person? But in normal jobs, Most of the time, the best way to a better job is by mastering and excelling at your current job and becoming a key employee. And like I said before, middle-class jobs just don't pay enough to be in middle class anymore. Therefore, you need a better job, or even better, a better business. Whatever career job you choose, keep your principles of earning an honest living, a peaceful and honest living. Avoid jobs that can hurt others or society. One of the keys to a better job is education. To be clear, I did not say a university degree is education. University degrees are increasingly disassociating themselves with education. Real education is learning skills and virtues and principles and knowledge that can help you in your life. There are some career paths that require a university degree just to get your foot in the door. But unless you have a career path that you've clearly and decisively picked out that requires a university degree just to get an interview, you should not immediately jump to a university. And most of all, don't go into a university with an undeclared major or majors that end in studies. Degrees that end in studies are generally worthless degrees and that have no value in the real marketplace and leave you nothing with debt and a job that you could have gotten without any degree. On the other hand, real education is as valuable as ever. It can be found in abundance outside of universities. For example, find someone who is successful and ask them to be your mentor or a guide or even just an occasional advisor. Do not confuse wealth with success. They often go together, but not necessarily. Your mentors should not just be prosperous, but more importantly, ethical and happy. Also, there's a lot of education to be found for free just on YouTube. So this brings me to the biggest and most important key ingredient to earning a higher wage and being generally successful in life. And that key ingredient is continuous improvement. Continuously improve your skill, your education, your productivity, your virtue, your principles. Always apply continuous improvement liberally in every aspect of your life. Improve your health. Find ways to do things better, faster, more accurate. Improve your focus and your stamina and your accuracy. If you do this, you will quickly become a key employee. Or even better, in your own business, your customer's favorite choice. Carry a grateful and pleasant attitude to your work. Be supportive of your boss, and your colleagues, and customers. And if you do this with continuous improvement, you will quickly become a key employee. And here's a little secret. Good bosses single out their key employees for the biggest raises and bonuses. Everybody else might get a little token raise and bonus, just to say thanks, but key employees with good bosses, they're singled out for the lion's share of the budget that's allowed for raises and bonuses. Incidentally, continuous improvement is also the key to success in your social and your love life. Now, if there's a colleague out there that you know that's constantly outperforming the rest, take her aside and just ask her how she does that. Even if you think you know, sometimes asking the question and getting an answer might reveal something unexpected and something you hadn't thought of. Here's another important point. Don't be afraid of shit work. Especially if you're new to a job, your employer needs to test you out. And that's what the real meaning of shit work really is. It's testing somebody out. Because your boss would be crazy to give high value, high risk jobs to someone who just waltzes into the company with all the quote unquote right qualifications. Because those qualifications can look good on paper, but so many times don't work out in real life. So you have to be tested along with everybody else who's been tested. They're given menial work, something low value, low risk, and your job there, and this is another key to getting a better job, is to do the shit work with speed, quality, and a smile on your face. Even if you're not feeling like smiling so much, of course, who wants to smile doing shit work? But just fake it, because, once again, you're being tested. Your employer your boss is testing you to see how well you do with that low value, low risk work. And honestly, shit work has to be done everywhere. It's just something that has to be done. And often it's given to the newest employee. So don't worry about it. It won't last forever. Now, if you've already made the mistake of getting a low value university degree that's not very marketable, and you've ended up in a low wage job, well, that's bad news, but all is not lost. But you will need a reboot. It's time to go back to school and get a marketable skill. Not a university degree, but go to a trade school. Yes, you could go back to a university and get something like an engineering degree, but that takes intelligence and determination that you may not have yet. You are much more likely to achieve success through a trade school. The skilled trades still make good money. It doesn't even have to be a formal school. For some trades, a simple internship is enough. I recently talked to a guy who makes a nice living fixing the industrial coffee shop coffee cappuccino machines. He learned that skill simply by shadowing another guy who was doing that for a few months. Then he learned it, and then he started doing it himself, and he makes a pretty decent living. And if you're thinking, but I don't want to be a cappuccino machine fixer all my life, well, it doesn't have to be all your life. Think of this as stage one. Learn a trade, apply it, earn some money, pay off your debt. And then remember, as you're doing this, what is your job? Your real job is to get a better job. So keep your head on a swivel. Keep looking out for opportunities and ask your rich clients what they do for a living. Keep your eye open for opportunities to get new mentors who can teach you how to do something even better. Whatever you do, don't just suffer in your current job and complain. Remember, inflation is killing you, and staying in the same low-paying job is going to just crush you eventually. Your rent is going to go up. The cost of everything is going up pretty rapidly, a lot more rapidly than what the government numbers say they are. So in order to maintain even the lifestyle you have, even if it's low right now, you have to keep on earning more and more. And to live a more comfortable lifestyle, you have to improve your job that much more. So in conclusion, remember the biggest key to success: continuous improvement in everything. Always improve everything, including your job. And your job is to get a better job. Don't blame your boss for a low wage. Take responsibility for yourself and acknowledge that you are currently the limit to your pay. And then increase your worth through education and learning new skills and new marketable knowledge. And most of all, applying the principle of continuous improvement. If you already have a worthless degree and a pile of debt, don't worry, but don't stand there and complain. Give yourself a reboot, and then take off to a prosperous and fulfilling life. So thank you for listening, everybody. This is Uncle Garrett, and please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and things that can help you I hope in all aspects of your life. And I appreciate you listening. Like this video if you liked it. Hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And thank you once again. And until next time, this is Uncle Garrett. Goodbye.